Just get discussed.
Greg.
Hello.
Hey. Hello.
Just give me a second so I can promote this thing for y'all.
No worries. Thank you.
Okie doke. I got it going. How you guys doing? Want me to turn my camera? What's going on?
Yeah. If you don't mind.
Yeah. Let me get my light turned on. Hello.
Hello,
Hey.
man. This is surreal.
Yeah.
Okay,
How's it
so
going?
just a disclaimer. We're huge fans in this room. We'll get into that in a minute. But can you hear everybody okay?
Yeah, I can hear you guys fine. Can you hear me fine?
Yep.
Yeah. Lily, you say something.
Something.
She's in a mobile mobile
Yeah.
location tonight.
I got you. I got you.
This is Clark.
Hello.
This is Megan.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Brent. And
Howdy,
Lily.
howdy.
And I'm Seth.
How you doing, my man? I don't know if I'll remember all you guys' name, but I'll try.
Don't
You're
worry about it.
totally fine.
We'll just roll with it. So how would you like to start this off? I had kind of just some basic interview things. Everyone wound up being able to make it. So I was thinking like we could do the interview part first and then move into a versus debate game.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Whatever you think flows the best.
All right. Just that mic. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to kind of jump into it. Excuse this first question. I was all hopped up on coffee this morning.
No problem.
The recent AT&T blackouts, do you think it could be a beta test for something bigger coming? And if so, if Western civilization falls, do you personally, as Greg, have a plan?
I have no idea what any of that means.
Damn, that got deep really fast.
It did.
I'm gonna need a beer.
that will be the most difficult question of the night. So,
Like, are you saying? Are you talking about like an apocalypse situation? What's going on?
Yes. Okay. So apparently, and Clark can enlighten us a little bit more on this. There's been several outages of networks, specifically AT&T, and wasn't it the other one Verizon?
Verizon and T-Mobile had some outages too.
Yeah. So me being me, I'm thinking, I'm gonna kind of align with Clark that this may be a beta test for something bigger coming down the pike. And if it is, I'm ready. And I was just checking if you had any plans specifically.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But how would that affect me at all? Let's just take out the mobile stuff.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
internet.
you sweet summer
If
child.
we're talking about like brownouts and internet going out, like food would be the biggest hurdle. I don't know. I'm going to let Clark fill this in.
Well, the immediate thing that happened today or overnight last night was some major outages nationwide, and it started with AT&T. But because all these networks actually share IPs, they basically IP addresses. T-Mobile and Verizon had some outages. Google had some outages. YouTube, everything. Like everybody got kind of affected, but AT&T was the hub, the brunt of it. So, and immediately people are like, well, because they have the scare going on right now about, Russia has like a, satellite that has nuclear weapons on board or whatever, some kind of EMP thing. And then people are thinking they're going to like somehow shut down everything. Like, so people are thinking this is like an early cyber attack to just observe and see like what the reaction would be, or, kind of see like if infrastructure would collapse, like how fast, or, and you see it trickle into a lot of other things because it messes with people's, basically direct deposit payments, everything like that. It just kind of conveniently happens, overnight on a payday kind of thing. So people are like, there's a lot of skepticism on that. Personally, I'm not.
Is this like a permanent thing or a temporary thing with this hypothetical?
Nah, it's going to be resolved, but it's just, people automatically, are going to take that and run with it and be scaremongers and kind of things like that. So
I feel like we could probably see a similar reaction to how COVID went down then, if it's not going to be a long time. Everybody was raiding the grocery stores. People were making a big deal about their jobs and stuff. I think we've already seen this in a way on COVID when everybody was kind of locked out from the world.
Yeah, I find this is particularly interesting, but it's this communication dropout. And we have a communication dropout. It's like, let's see how fast people can lose their minds.
What was it?
Well, but ultimately
Instagram went down.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
did
it's
it? When-
it's
There was
one form of communication, right? I mean, it's one form,
Mhm.
and there's, I can tell you, I'll give you a very short story. We had a storm here a couple of years ago, and our big tree in the front got hit by lightning, and a big chunk of it fell on the power lines, and the power company had to come and shut off power to my neighborhood. Now, my neighborhood's a little isolated, so when they shut it off, it was everything. So no power, no internet, nothing. And the end result was everybody walked outside and looked at the sun and said, "What's going on?" And then they saw the utility truck and went, "Oh," and went back in their house.
Oh yeah, people do that all the time.
Yeah, so I don't know that it's going to be that colossal. Like for me, if my cell phone stopped working, to be perfectly honest, I don't think I'd care. I couldn't check my bank account numbers and things like that, but I could also just drive over to the bank and do it. So it's kind of hard to because I know what Clark is talking about, and I saw a follow-up to that story where they said, I think AT&T blamed it on a software update and not anything malicious. But I also think
story.
Well, I think that's a good cover story for everything. But then trying to blame the Russians, it's like, are these the same Russians that are trying to fight in Ukraine with 50-year-old tanks? Those Russians? It's like, maybe, but probably not.
Well, I just wanted to throw that out there because I'm passionate about being ready for anything, and if you had any ideas of what you would do, that's really what I was interested in.
Yeah. No, like I said, I think I would just react to it the same way I did with COVID. Like I said, if it was a long thing, I can give you something more in depth. But if it's just for like a day or a week, we've been through that with the COVID thing, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. True.
Okay, so
what would you do if it was
to add
extended?
something about that, though.
If it was like a long time, then I think we could see either world go back to older times, like make a quick turnaround if it seems like it's gonna be a long thing. But generally, I don't think that it's gonna affect something too long in the long run because we already have the technology from yesteryear. It's just a matter of finding new suppliers, finding new people that can give into that. Like a lot of family stores and stuff never went totally digital anyway, so they've been doing it that way since the beginning. So I think you could see like a big rise in family stores because of that fact.
Okay, I do like that. That would be cool if we had mom and pop stores again.
That's a great point, and I can tell you why it's a great point. Around here, when you could not find a roll of toilet paper to save your life, if you drove outside of our metropolis to any of the small stores, they had everything you could ever want. Now, was it a little more expensive? Yeah, it was. But it didn't really matter. You could still get it versus going to a local Target here and you have 40 linear feet of shelf that's empty. And it's like, what are people doing? I mean, it didn't make any sense.
Well, with these family stores and stuff, it's a lot more simple because they haven't really adapted to the newer age of technology. They've just kind of stuck to the I'm gonna call or send mail to these suppliers. They're gonna come, they're gonna drop it off, and it's just as simple as that.
Yeah, they don't have any true supply chain management. They've got Bob who orders the toilet paper, and Bob ordered that was just what happened.
With a lot of the suppliers and stores and stuff around here, these days everything is cataloged via digital. But like I said, the older people haven't really adapted to that.
I like that though. That's so cool. Okay. Well, I just wanted to know, I mean, we're good on our end. I just wanted to know that Greg would be okay if anything crazy happened.
That's
I I think I'll be fine for a week. Like I said, if it's for a longer time, obviously I'd have to rethink that plan. But yeah, we've lived without internet and phone for a long time. It's just a matter of going back to that time if it did become like a real thing.
True. Man, that would be cool. It'd be cool to see horses again. I like know so many places where they just have like kind of show horses that don't do much but munch on grass. They just keep them, but it'd be cool to put them to use.
Yeah. I mean,
like jobs.
I'm all for adapting to the new technology of today, but I feel like people are overdoing it these days. You know, with digital copies of video games and cars that use computers, it's like you're just asking for it to be wiped out in like 100 years. Because if something ever did happen, then internet is going to be one of the first things wiped out.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, my brother is all about physical media. He
buys same.
Blu-rays, DVDs, CDs. Big thing. He prefers CDs over vinyl.
Yeah. I prefer physical media as well because with the new video games and stuff, they can just take it away anytime they want. But with CD, you have it. They can't take it away.
That's true.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean,
before we move on, I don't want to turn this into a conspiracy fishbowl, but have you heard of multiple big cities Indianapolis is included, so maybe not big cities, but cities in the U.S. being attacked, their pharmacies being just completely cut out from their system? I think it happened today. Included was Chicago, Indy, oh God, there was a couple of bigger cities as well.
Indianapolis, you said?
Yep.
Oh.
It's very similar.
Is that related?
Same thing with the cellular dropout. Basically, the pharmacies started. Yeah, that came later today.
So I'm wondering, is that related? Are we under attack?
I mean, I don't know. I personally feel like there's all kinds of prodding to see what our system can handle at any given point. But to shift it, we know where we're going to wind up. We know that we will, all of us in this room will have to reboot Western civilization. I'm fine with that. But I want to go all the way back in time. I want to go back to where it all started for Greg. I want to know what got you into this energetic medium that you do. Because I hate the word content. You make really interesting stuff, and you've got like a really specific brand of energy. When did you start?
Well, I've been making content on YouTube and all that for over 10 years, but only when the Mr. Beast meme blew up did I see like a shimmer beyond the horizon where I'm like, okay, I might actually have a chance at this. So ever since last January, I've been just doing it very, very consistently.
Okay.
But yeah, I made a post the other day. It's like I've been on the internet for a long time. I've blown up on Tumblr. I've blown up on YouTube for comic dubs. I've blown up. I just find myself. I put my feet in a lot of doors.
Yeah, you do. Well, it's paying off for you, man. If you don't mind, I want to tell a little story.
Yeah.
So let's go back to 2010 or something like that. I'm a mess of a person. I've got a beard and I'm mainly wearing pajamas. I've graduated to, and that's the other thing I wanted to ask you about. I've graduated to yoga pants, but what do you feel about this new trend in like footwear? It's like sock shoes, and I'm loving it.
I haven't seen those, but I hear you on it. Fashion trends come and go. It doesn't really matter what I feel about it. But me personally, I rock the sweatpants and the high top shoes all the time.
There you go. I mean, you got to be. I like the flexibility of this. I can be active and productive, but I'm not restricted by denim. I hate jeans so much.
Oh yeah, I hate them too.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
this is not a sponsored live stream, by the way.
But at the same time, I don't like leggings. I think they're too tight comparably to sweatpants. It's like the extremes on both sides. So it's like.
Yeah, I noticed that on Fishtank. You prefer like what were they? They were called something. They're cut wider and then they taper off down towards the leg.
Oh yeah. No, they're just talking about bell bottoms.
Oh
no. Like what you were wearing. in Fishtank, I noticed that you had you really like those, and then they're in a few of your videos on your channel, but they're like a sweatpant that is form fitted to the leg, but as it goes up, it gets a little looser. And I if I were to revert to a sweatpant, that would be my sweatpant.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, so my point is if I go all the way back and I'm in pajamas and everything, I'm on 4chan. There's a whole bunch of memes popping up.
Yeah.
Sam Hyde pops up and then disappears, and then there's like something else going on, and then all of this stuff is going on. So that's where me like meeting up with you starts.
Yeah.
That whole circle, and then we graduate till now. And then I was kind of aware of the first season of Fishtank. I pop in and check on that stuff every now and then. But then when I saw the completed, edited season 1, I was blown away, got an account, and watched season 2 live. And then one day, you know, it's starting to die down and whatnot. And it was like the final 4 contestants.
Yeah.
And then you walk in and you have this whole thing. You were ready to go. And so then you did the Mr. Beast thing. You jailed. What was his name? Who was jailed?
Dunye.
Dunye, that's it. Dunye was jailed. And then we lead into the kind of rigmarole of all the dynamics of everybody in the house.
Yeah.
Frank's hassling everybody. The tensions are high. And then you finally had enough. You were like, no, this girl's been messed with enough. And you went and rang the bell. And right when the bell, I was like, what?
We watched, we were cheering, man.
Yeah. So then the fight started, and that boxing match was so good. You came in with a fury. I don't know if you have any like previous, just any kind of fighting, but you had a lot of energy behind that fight. And when you won, we just lost our minds. That was like the pinnacle of our season 2.
Well, I really appreciate that because, like I said, I have practically no fighting experience other than like boxing VR. So I surprised myself at the same time as that because I didn't think that I was going to win that or whatever. And I wasn't trying to fight Ben. I was trying to find Sam Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I've said this on stream and on Twitter a lot. It's like I don't really give a damn if Sam would have beat my ass. It's more about the action than the thoughts. It's like I feel like people would have had my back even if I got my ass kicked. But either way, like I said, I was not putting on an act. I was getting pissed off by the fish tank.
Yeah, we could tell.
And like I said, I was definitely standing up for Jackie in a bit, but at the same time, TTS was just talking shit on me, and I was like, nah, bro. It's like she paid all that money to get messed with. I feel bad for her, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna let you talk shit about me, bro.
How did you overcome like just the mental stress of it all? Because I don't think I would survive in the tank, man. I don't think I would. And you survived days.
Oh yeah. You know, obviously it doesn't work all the time. I find myself cracking under the pressure a lot. Sometimes I give in to the trolls and stuff. Reddit has been kind of getting on my ass lately. You know, a lot of people on Reddit, they like me, but then, you know, they're just talking out of their ass and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But generally, whenever I see a situation, you know, I go into the situation. I'm like, okay, but at a certain point, you can usually tell that people are trying to get a reaction out of you. And you have to ask yourself, is this worth the energy to put in? Like whenever I saw these people trying to start shit, I would either just walk away or just shut down and not talk to them at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is why well, Frank Castle was getting on my ass because I just kept going because you know I didn't want to say anything. I was like, I know what he's trying to do.
Yeah,
he's the kind it's just that he's the kind you just got to embrace whatever it is he's trying to do, and then he'll be
like I said, Frank Castle does a great job with his character. I respect him for playing that bit so well. And out of Fish Tank, you know, one-on-one, I think he's a pretty decent guy. Obviously, I can't talk too much on his character, but I liked him from the little I got to talk to him. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get involved.
I like that he stood up to Boogie. That's the only real thing I know about him, and that was hilarious. But
yeah,
anyway,
I was surprised when I found out that was Frank Hassel that started that whole shit.
Yeah, that was wild.
Oh man. So okay, all right. Well, that. Hold on. Let me dig into my notes here. Oh yeah. How did so were you contacted or did you contact? How did that work? How did you get on?
Yeah. Sam had sent an email to me and he's like, you want to come on here for a day for $1,000, do the little Mr. Beast thing. So I was like, this seems like a really great opportunity to finally give back to the editors and people who have supported me this entire time. Because like I said, I've been doing this content thing for over a year. I have editors, I have moderators that help me out. A lot of people doing great shit, but obviously the content hasn't really paid off yet. I'm still working up that ladder. So when I saw that big amount of money, I was like, okay, this could be really good. Obviously, I should have done a little more research, but
Man, it was. I don't know. Well, we loved it. Thank you for responding to him because that just made our we were snowed in too. We were in a snowstorm and then that was like our main thing. I don't really care about the Super Bowl, but Fishtank was like the thing right then. And so you were definitely a huge highlight to that. But
I'm glad for that.
What?
I'm glad for that. I'm glad you liked it. Obviously, I like a lot of my new fans. A lot of them are really cool. I appreciate all the new renown I've gotten. Hopefully something blows up in the future. But right now, I'm happy to have a good 40 people in my streams at all times.
Yeah. What if you were contacted for season 3? What would you do?
I don't know. Like I said, I would definitely think on it, but there has to be real payout information. Actually, I'm not sure because, like I said, you might just get me caught up in it again. So who knows? I want to say that there could be a possibility, but at the same time, I don't know if he'd be playing by the rules.
I feel like I witnessed you being kidnapped live.
It felt like it.
They just would not let you go. But I was but it was cozy for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, your suffering was really cool.
No, like I said, I'm not gonna shit on Fishtank. Obviously, it has the audience and it has a fun idea. Obviously, I don't think they really pushed a whole lot of the stuff that I didn't like. They were just kind of really weird and torturous about it. But the thing that mainly got on my nerves was that they were constantly throwing around offensive shit and slurs every 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's I know that I'm sure that I don't know about TTS. I know I don't know, but I'm sure the Fishtank staff did that just to get reactions, honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I hope that's it. That's what I'd like to think.
Like I said, I'm not going to say that it's right or wrong. I just don't want to be involved with it. That's
fair.
Totally respectable. I'm glad you didn't back down on your morals.
Yeah. They nearly got me a couple times though.
I enjoyed the day where you just became part of the crew. You were just in that room. And then they were just tearing the walls down around you.
Yeah, I was worried about Vance. It looked like he was going to get his ass hit by one of the debris.
Yeah, man.
And the Greg cam.
Was there a particular odor in the house? Was there any kind of?
Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
that's what I was wondering. It looks filthy. Yeah.
No, that was one of the reasons I didn't like Fishtank as well because it felt like I was living in a crack house.
It looked like a cracked house by the end of it.
Yes. I just love that they brought in dirt and chickens.
Oh yeah. I felt a little bit bad for the chickens, but thankfully nothing super terrible happened, and they got them out quickly as possible.
And you got sick right after, right? Like all of you pretty much got sick after that ended.
Well, I don't know if you guys were around for that, but there was like a cheer up Ben challenge, and he was sick, and he just gave it to everybody because they made us get near him.
Oh no.
Oh man.
That might have been when we were sleeping or something.
Maybe. It's so crazy because it's a 24-hour stream. That's what's so nuts about it.
Yeah, this was around 9-10 o'clock probably.
Oh, okay. It's such an interesting thing because you can catch all the highlights, but you have to be there the whole time to watch it. I can't wait for the edited.
Yeah, I can't wait for the edited either. Sorry if I interrupt you. It's just I get these thoughts up in my head.
No, interrupt.
Yeah. I was hoping that there'd be more highlights. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't seen on YouTube yet that I wish was seen. Like when I was in the fish tank, I was asking people to make a compilation of every time I looked at the camera, office style, and it hasn't come out yet.
Yes.
That's such a good idea.
I have got to watch out for that. I know that in the website there's a bunch of, like, if you have an account, you can go to all the highlighted clips. So everyone's voting up. Yeah, I'll dig around. There's probably like a handful of those. Okay, this question is directed at Greg, but it's for Lily.
Yeah.
What is Airsoft like? What is Chris like?
Oh my God.
She's a big Airsoft fan.
Am I answering this, or she is answering it?
Oh no,
Please
this is for you, Greg.
Please do.
Okay. I don't know if I have the best grasp on Airsoft. Obviously he's a little nicer outside of the tank. He's a little shy. Soft spoken. He gets really into this stuff. He's basically what he's like on Fishtank, but without all the mean aspects of it. Because he was playing
like
it
a
up
big bear,
lot.
basically.
Yeah. He's generally nice. I don't know if I could talk to him that much because I don't know who he is to the exactness. Like, he put on, a lot of these people put on a character or like an extreme version of themselves. So it's hard to really tell who they are. The only one I think that was like really genuine a lot of times was TJ and Shinji.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
interesting.
that fight, that was first off, I was a big fan of the Greg cam. That was great. But the fight between him and Shinji, that was so crazy.
Oh yeah.
The exhaustion of Shinji.
Oh yeah, no, Shinji should have like bopped out like way earlier. The only reason he kept getting up from how I saw it was because they were yelling at him to get up. Because he was practically a marionette by the halfway point. Like he was not getting up on his own. He was being pulled by the strings.
Oh man, yeah, that was so intense.
Like he was floating around, and then as soon as the bell rang, he immediately went back into it. And then when the bell stopped, he was back down to the ground, being pulled up.
I don't think I've ever seen someone that exhausted on camera like that.
Oh yeah, no, they went for like 5 rounds or something.
Yeah. It just until one of them just utterly tapped out. I guess they were trying to really have like a crazy climax to the end of the story because they had to do something to top the ending of season 1, which was just great.
Yeah. Crazy. So
it makes sense. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad to see that Airsoft. He during I was trying to send some TTS to cheer him up, but during I forget what day it was, but he was finally having enough of like a lot of self-doubt, and he just started working out on his own, like by himself. Just some pretty rigorous workouts, and I was like, man, but getting out. His Instagram feed is like him getting in shape, and that is just so cool.
Yeah, I've been seeing that as well. I hope the best for him.
Yeah. I know he's been training. He's been just doing a lot of boxing work and some weightlifting, but that's great. Like applause to him.
Oh yeah. I hope the best for him. I hope he becomes the weight he wants. Becomes as strong as he'd like. Just generally better man of self, because like I tell this to my dad a lot of the time. He's pretty big too. I'm like, when you get to that point of weight, it's really, really hard to get rid of it. So for anybody to lose all that weight, you got to give them big props, because it is a challenge.
Yeah. I've been hogging all the questions. Does anybody have any more questions at this point before I continue?
I do.
Yeah, go for it.
Would you would you consider learning how to box after that experience?
I think I think I'd be down to learn how to box, but that I think that comes down to whether if I'm successful on my content or not. Because as much as I like to say that I'll do this and do that, my entire focus is on the content. Like, obviously, I'm not going to act like making content is the hardest thing in the world. But you know, I try to upload every 3 days. I upload TikTok and YouTube with Twitch clips daily if I can. You know, I do Twitch 3 times a week. I work at a gas station job over the weekend. You know, I'm just basically all over the place. I have to do a little bit editing on myself because editors can't pick up everything, especially since I'm not paying them super much. I'm paying them at the moment, but only until my money runs out from Fishtank, and in which case they said that they're cool about it. But yeah, I want to be able to pay them for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
No,
just a
it's
lot on
gonna
my
pick
plate.
up. You seem very, you seem like you want to do it and you're committed. So it's gonna pick up. It's gonna work.
Yeah. I've had famous YouTubers, I've had fans, I've had friends, I've had family. You know, I've had everybody tell me that I've got what it takes. You know, I'm a funny personality. I have good content. It's really just a matter of finding my people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I think it's going to happen. I think that this was like the first step, honestly.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I just hope it's not Mr. Beast meme number 2.
No. No, it's
we're done with that.
Very Greg it up now. It's very freaking force field.
But you can understand what I mean. When you have like a big position on something, people want to like ride that joke to the end and then like kind of abandon you at a certain point.
I got you.
I definitely think never do the Mr. Beast thing again. Not that that's a bad thing, but like I think you should just be your own. Like you're more interesting. Just being yourself and not.
Yes, sure. I'm gonna go on a little tangent here for a minute. People online and stuff, they said that I was a Mr. Beast impersonator and stuff, and it's like, no, I wasn't. I was basically back in the day. This was around 2021, I think. I played Mr. Beast in a rap battle because my friends asked me to, and I thought it was a fun thing to do. Yeah. And then, you know, I did the rap battle. Everything was normal. And then 2 years later, it blew up as a meme. And, you know, I didn't try to hold on to it and milk it for, I think maybe I did like 3-4 months or whatever of Mr. Beast content in over a year. So I never really made Mr. Beast my entire persona. But when you have that many people, and I mean, like, this was like the top of the internet meme. Like, I was on magazines, I was talking with big people, you know, it was a big deal. So as soon as I started going back to my regular content, nobody would watch it. So I'd get like, I got like 175,000 subscribers, and nobody would watch the content. So I felt like the Mr. Beast thing was the only thing that people would watch.
Yeah, I got you. So it's like almost like you're trying to do your version of rebranding during that saga.
Yeah. Like I said, I was never trying to do the Mr. Beast thing for longer than like maybe February or February or March, but they just kept pulling me back into doing Mr. Beast content because that's the only thing they would get views.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's really dehumanizing the Mr. Beast meme and demoralizing when nobody watches the video, even though you have 175,000 subscribers.
Yeah, because you're trying to do your thing. You're trying to push out your own style, your content, your personality, but you're kind of stuck in that meme.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of people got the wrong idea and don't know the context behind the things I did. I did the Mr. Beast thing because it was a guaranteed $1,000. That's the only reason why I did it.
Gotcha.
And the reason why I cared so much about the Mr. Beast shirt getting messed up is because that was a source of income for me. You know, content creation is very difficult, and you know, I don't make much money.
What keeps you going with content creation? Like, what motivates you?
What keeps me going is that I get to have fun. I get to talk to cool people. I get to be myself. And if it ends up working out, then that means I can have the life that I want and I think I deserve. And I don't mean that in a narcissistic way. I've been through a lot of my life, and I think that I should be able to do something that I enjoy. I'm like 27 years old, and until the Mr. Beast meme blew up, I hadn't had any ambition. I was just okay working a factory job. So I was like, maybe I could do something more than this.
Yeah, definitely keep going. I think you're gonna get somewhere with it. I definitely do.
I'm not gonna act like my content is the most groundbreaking stuff, but I've seen YouTubers and stuff and content creators with much less interesting stuff, in my opinion, get way bigger. So why not me?
Exactly. I think that's the right attitude.
That's an interesting point. This is giving me so Greg, I'm the old grouchy guy here. If you hadn't figured it out yet. So I'm just gonna say this to say this. I think for the most part, content creation is something that everybody thinks they can do. Most people don't do it well. But at the same time, even I'm a sucker for it. So where does that leave me, right? I really like what you said about finding your motivation. It's not something I had thought about before.
Yeah.
That maybe people were stuck, in a grind and hadn't found their way to do something. So from my chair, I'm gonna say this. It's gonna be unpopular. I think Mr. Beast is about the biggest douche you're ever gonna meet in your life.
Mm-hmm.
The hard part is the hard part is if you research him, he's also really big in philanthropy. He gives a lot of money away. He gives a lot of food away. So what he's doing is, while I don't necessarily jive with it, it's not the worst thing. But so I've always kind of put content creators under that umbrella. Even though I'm sitting here trying to basically be a content creator, right? Well, so it's hypocritical as hell. But I liked what you said about that, how it helped you find some motivation and some ambition, and it makes me think differently about it. How maybe people have to fall off their skateboard and hit themselves in the nuts to find their ambition. Maybe that's where it starts, and it happens, and so it's changed my thinking a little bit. So it's made me think a little harder about maybe I need to be a little less judgmental, we'll say, about some of the things that I see. And it's a really valid point, and maybe it's what helps more people get off the couch and go do something.
The way I see it is, why not? You're gonna have people that don't want you to succeed, people that do want you to succeed, but in the end of the day, it's like, do you want to do it? Do you enjoy doing it? And do you enjoy doing it to the point where you can keep doing it for a long, long time? Because the thing that I always say to people is, I'm like, it doesn't matter if your content is the most exciting thing in the world or if you have the best personality. You keep at it for long enough, you're gonna find your people. Because I found people get really, really big off of something silly, but they still get to do what they enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, it makes me think really hard about the foot picks that I sell to Seth, and I've not been charging enough.
Hold up.
All right. Whoa. We don't have a delay button.
I thought everybody knew. I'm sorry. Okay.
I have another question.
I'll just edit it in post. It's fine.
So on that, this is mainly just a meme that I do. I'm like, if I ever got to a point where I was like a very successful content creator, I'd probably open an OnlyFans for my feet, just because I think it's the funniest fucking way to make money.
Yes.
Do you have a wiki feet?
Nah, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. I'm not that popular.
What is this? What is this word that you're using? And you both understand it.
You know what wiki feet is?
No.
I'll explain later.
Okay.
Another question for you is, what did you gain or take away from the Fishtank experience? Or did anything change for you?
Well, that's a big pet peeve of mine. That people constantly acted like I had like a huge emotional growth. In the I did take away stuff. I'm not gonna act like nothing changed, but it's not in the ways that most people consider me awkward, cringe, whatever they want to call me. I'm just being myself. But I went in. The only reason why I was so nervous and anxious in there was because I felt like I was being kidnapped and I was surrounded by people that I did not like. So it's like, obviously I'm a little more confident coming out of that because of the fact that I don't have to deal with that kind of environment anymore. But I will say that I did take some stuff out of it. Obviously, I think I I think what's the word? I take the stuff I have now more for I appreciate it more. That's the word I'm going for. I appreciate it more. I appreciate making content even more. Now I have a new audience to put some content towards. But the main thing I took out of there is that I'm not a fighter. I practically never fight in my life. So given that chance to fight, it really gave me a new boost of confidence because like I didn't know how I'd ever be able to handle myself in a fight. I've always thought about it in my mind. I've thought about it a lot. I was like, I wish I could get into a fight just to see how I could hold up.
Mm-hmm.
So since I was given that chance, obviously boxing and street fighting and stuff, that's two totally different things. But given that experience, I feel like I actually have a chance at a fight.
Okay.
Hell
And,
yeah.
that's just a cool thing to know about yourself.
Just mad respect to you for just the mental, like just overcoming the mental part of it all and the emotional. I would not.
I impressed myself with that too. I impressed myself with my willpower in there too, because I knew that I wasn't going to say or engage in certain things, but 11 days is a long time to keep your guard up.
Yeah,
Yes.
not having privacy, the 24-hour being watched, you're disconnected from the world.
That's
very uncomfortable sounding.
Until I saw the bathroom cam with the control room, I was really afraid to go to the bathroom because I didn't know how much was pixelated. I didn't know how much was censored
or seeing.
Yeah, I would have a problem with the bathroom. I think that if they muted the mic in the bathroom, I would be more comfortable.
Still.
But I get why they have, in case people are scheming in there, they have to have the mic on.
Well, I feel like they did that mostly just to add another level of uncomfortability to the show.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I don't really have a problem with the bathroom cams. It's just that I didn't know how heavily it was censored until I went in there. I didn't know if it was like just slightly blurred. I didn't know if it was like tiny pixels, but they're big pixels. So I felt a little better after I saw that.
Always rather be a big pixel than a tiny pixel for sure.
I'm glad they put in screens as well as pixels. That helps.
Yes.
Because I don't have a problem with people hearing or knowing that I'm going to the bathroom, but it kind of crosses the line when they can see my wiener, bro.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's fair, honestly.
I think it was the day that you were the lifeguard. And one of my favorite memes of you came out of it. Someone put like Margaritaville, they photoshopped everything out and you're just like chilling at the bar. But it was that night. You were all over the place. I was like kept hitting the next button trying to find you because all the cameras work on like a rotation. So you have to like click and click. It was hilarious trying to keep track of you. That's all.
Yeah. No, very good. The lifeguard was definitely one of my favorite bits. I feel like near the end they got a little more fun with the stuff. It was more in line with the not really edgy as much as it is just like extreme. It felt like more grounded challenges.
Yeah. I like more. This is a show. Here's challenges that you would normally see.
It felt more. It felt like they had more humanity near the end because it's like you throw eggs at people. That's pretty normal for this kind of thing. But when they were making them crawl through trash and shit, that was like
maybe that's a tad too far. Yeah,
especially considering how nasty that fucking place was.
I'm a germaphobe, so I wash my hands constantly.
I'm not a germaphobe, but being in that place made me want to go home and clean my own house.
Yeah. Did the sand for the beach day, did that go directly on the carpet?
Oh yeah.
It's hard to tell on those cams, but I was like, that's sand on carpet.
Oh yeah, no, it was gross. There was rice in the carpet. There was dirt. There was sand. There was puke, spit, beer.
I loved powder. when the what was it? The serial killer came, and everything was just like they clearly cut a bunch of limbs down from outside and screwed them to the walls. But I just love the swamp and all the lighting. I like how they have like no roof on what they're considering doing to the house. That's great. Yeah. I have a feeling that part of it is this was later confirmed, so I don't know why I'm saying I have a feeling, but part of the Fishtank like business plan is to flip houses and resell them on the market and then get another house and then just keep doing that, rinse and repeat. Yeah. So getting a whole bunch of drunk people to tear a house down for free is seems like a really
that was one of the nice things about being in the Fishtank is I was allowed to break shit because for a good half of the show I didn't want to join in on that because it goes against my nature. I don't like breaking shit for no reason. But you know, if you're winning Rome,
Was it therapeutic?
It was therapeutic to be able to break shit.
Nice. Yeah. Got to do that sometime. I want to know how you beatbox so well. When did that start? How did you? Can you give a sample to Lily and Clark and Brent? Mm-hmm. Like they need to hear.
Yeah, sure. Obviously,
right.
I just do this. I just do this off the top of my head, so I don't have a lot of scripted stuff ready. But basically, just. Yeah. It's just a basic.
Stop it! All right.
It was great. Every time it happened, I was so hyped.
Man, that is a good skill to just whip out and with no context.
Yeah, they get on my ass all the time. They call me autistic, but I have ADHD.
Yeah.
I have ADHD, which means I pick up a lot of skills randomly for no reason. Like for just one, I remember I had like a phase in like I think maybe high school, middle school, or whatever. Why I was just watching a whole bunch of people on YouTube beatbox and such, and I was just teaching myself how to do it over time.
That's cool.
That's so cool, man.
I have this thing where I want to one day be really good at breakdancing, but I don't want to show anybody until I'm ready, until I'm really good.
Okay, old man. Don't break any bones.
I'm genetically 23, so that's my biological age. Blood test confirmed. She's seen the paperwork.
Oh, there you go.
And everyone online. So
yeah.
Anyway,
but I just pick up random skills here and there. Like when I worked in another factory, I saw one of my Hispanic coworkers do this this wolf whistle or whatever. So I just watched him for like months and stuff. And I figured out how to do it myself just by watching them.
Oh, wow.
What is it called? A wolf whistle?
Wolf whistle, herd whistle. I call it my work whistle because whenever I worked in factories and stuff, everything's very, very loud. So whenever I want to talk to people, instead of just yelling to them, because that's all very stressful when everything is loud, I just be doing this. I'd be like,
oh, gotcha.
Wow.
See,
and it gets real loud.
Whistle snap is already like amazing in my book.
Yeah, I can whistle in 4 different ways.
Yeah, I grew up having to do a lot of manual labor as a kid, and that was my dad's call for me. Mm-hmm. It would just be like away across the yard. I'd hear that whistle. It always meant like I didn't weed eat something right or something.
You got some PTSD from that.
Yeah, I'm like, don't do that.
Hey, boy.
Pretty much. All right, let's see. Hold on.
So I can whistle in 4 different kinds of ways.
Nice. $50 so bucks cool. If you do it until Seth curls up in a little ball.
Yeah, I can't even do it. I don't even know how they like on my dad's side. Everybody can just do a whistle. They can do it like this, or they can just like do a whistle where you can hear it across the yard. I've never been able to do that. I can do like a mild whistle, but not.
There's like a lot of ways to do it, but yeah, it just comes down to how you place your tongue and such. Like the regular whistle. Okay. Like, obviously you purse your lips.
Find that resonant frequency.
Yep. So regular whistle is just you purse your lips. I do this thing called a tooth whistle because I have like a very minute gap in the top of my tooth. So I purse my lips up and it's like
Don't
And then obviously the work whistle.
show
You
it
do it,
off.
you do
I
it.
can't whistle.
With
I
the
can't or snap.
Okay.
with the work whistle, you take your tongue, you kind of taco it towards your teeth. So it's like this, like that.
It's just spit for me.
And then I can do the last one I can do is a harmonic whistle, which means I can hum and whistle at the same time.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Yo, what?
Whoa. That's
Oh.
like Mongolian throat singing.
Oh
That's
my God.
crazy.
Yeah, I can do
Yeah.
that
Learn
too.
how to do that.
That's the
What?
tractor
You
beat.
can actually do that?
To a degree, I mainly learned it through beatboxing. I don't know if it's as good as the originals, but
Oh wow.
Oh, that's sick.
Can you and Clark start a metal band and you
Yeah.
are just the vocalist that
for
does that?
Oh, but you have to
Yeah.
have what's his face, Jacoby Shattuck's guest on one of your songs. You have to have him do that.
Oh man.
Oh.
There's this band I saw like about 2 years ago. They're called High Lung, and they kind of did some of like that kind of throat singing a little bit. And it was fascinating. And then there's that metal band are they from Mongolia? I forgot their name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know.
Are you talking about the U or the Who?
The Who, that's it.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
the
but it's not-
Mongolian metal band.
I thought we were getting close to a Sun O shout out. Yeah.
Oh, the-
Anybody like Sun O?
I have a friend
However
who
you
really
say
likes
that
them.
band name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Good
The
stuff.
Yeah,
guy-
the Who is
guy
where the
I
Jacoby
fuck with-
Shattuck thing comes from. That's
the
where
guy I
it comes
fuck with is Jack Stover.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
a few of his songs.
I love Jack Stover. He's my favorite dude.
Mhm.
He has a very unique voice for sure.
Yes, and
I-
style too.
A very unique style.
Oh, yeah.
You know it's him if you hear him.
It's like
Mhm.
it doesn't even have a style. I just call it avant-garde pop because this shit's all over the place. You'll hear rock,
Yeah.
you'll hear this feel good, you'll hear slow, fast.
What is your favorite? I mean, obviously Jack Stover, but what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite genre of music, or
I'd
do you just like
say-
everything?
Yeah, I like a little bit of everything, but if I had to put a genre that I fall into, it's usually either feel good, pop, or some kind of version of avant-garde or rock.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
Another question: what are your favorite genres of video games, like RPGs, action adventure?
I can tell you which one I don't like.
Yeah, let's do that.
I hate puzzle games so much.
So Zelda
I
is
heard you
out.
talking about that recently. You were like,
Yeah.
if it has a puzzle in it, nope.
It's like I can do puzzles, but it's like I'm here to have fun. I'm not here to think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like I like puzzles. in
Is
certain
Tomb Raider
games.
like original Tomb Raider? Is that too much, or is that the right?
No,
amount?
I think that's fine. I think things that like have simple puzzles and stuff, but then you got things like Myst, and
Oh
the-
yeah.
and then these
Yeah.
these new horror, indie horror games.
Mhm.
They be making you do like 50 steps and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to do like Bending the Ink Machine. I tried to play that game, but the puzzles went on for so long it was pissing me off.
see, I just
That's
I-
fair, honestly.
I just watch YouTubers play the scary games because I'm.
I like the
not-
aesthetics of a lot of the horror games that I see. It's just I don't like playing them. Like Pizza Tower, that's a game that I can't get into because it's just way too difficult for me.
Okay.
Have you played Jump King?
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, it's very infuriating. You should check it out. I think
A game that really gets on my nerves and I kind of want to do a stream about because of how badly it gets on my nerves is Geometry Dash.
I've
Ooh.
heard of that, but that's. I mean, I was bad at geometry, so that would.
It has nothing to do with geometry except for
Oh,
face.
okay. Well, good to know. I
Yeah, yeah.
definitely think you should check out some Jump King, though. It's your audience would probably love to see you suffer.
I'm gonna look it up
Sorry.
right now.
Damn.
I
like
get
to watch people suffer playing.
no,
it.
I get the whole content machine. I played a lot of games that I didn't like because I was like, okay, maybe I might actually have a chance of this video blowing up. Yeah, I
Mhm.
know about Jump King. I've seen that before.
Okay. You should totally.
I'll think about it for sure.
So okay, we kind of touched music a second. When enough time went by, but it was a perfect segue to my next question.
Yeah.
When are we gonna see a new music video? Because I saw the merch video and I was like, man, I could see some long form music videos from you.
I mean, I've been thinking about making a song for a long time, but I'm just not very confident in my singing ability. And if I did, I'll need a really good audio engineer to make me sound good.
Okay.
Like, I think my singing voice is decent, but my songwriting skills and my audio editing is not the best. So it just ends up sounding subpar to me every single time I try to work on it.
Okay.
Seth, do you have any tips on?
I don't. I know how to. I do a lot of editing audio, but I'm not like an engineer to where I'm like getting the perfect auto tune or whatever. I can do it, but it branches off like this. I edit, like, we have all these tracks recording separately. I do all of that kind of thing and some basics, but it would be cool to be able to the thing is like, I understand melody in my head, but when it's transferring to like a DAW, and being able to bridge that and then go to the next one and then wrap it all up to where it's cyclical, I struggle with that. That would be more of a question for Clark. He understands music structure way more than I do.
Yeah, I don't know anything about all that. I just I've sung on streams and TikTok and stuff like that. People have told me I'm decent. I don't think I would need auto-tune, but it's just like it always sounds really, really flat or like offbeat somehow.
Okay.
But yeah, the only audio editing I know is with the stuff I've done with voice acting.
Yeah. Ooh, do you use Reaper at all?
What's that?
It's a software.
It's a free DAW, yeah.
It's
very
really
easy to
good
use.
too.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's really good, but I've never gone beyond the Audacity and Sony Vegas audio stuff.
And you can do some cool stuff on Audacity, honestly.
I mean, fair enough.
Like, that's a good starting point.
Yeah, I just mainly use noise removal and compressor.
Oh, this brings up another question I have. How big is your team? Like, your videos are really well polished. Everything is really honed in. I was wondering how big your team is.
I'd say my team is about, if we're talking about moderators as well, I have 2 moderators and about 3 to 4 editors.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And even still,
Nice.
I have to do editing by myself. So if you go into the description of one of my videos and you don't see a edited by, that means that one's edited by me.
Okay.
I'm a
pizza
really good
or
audio
lasagna.
editor.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No. Finish your thought.
Yeah. I'm a very good video editor, but like I said, I'm just caught up with all of these responsibilities and stuff I have to do for the visibility of the channel.
Yeah. No, yeah. There's a lot of marketing.
100%.
Lasagna. See, I had a feeling you'd say that. I've heard a lot of Garfield memes and stuff from you, so I was like, he's gonna pick lasagna. Okay.
Yeah, but I just think that pizza kind of gets boring after a while.
Okay.
I like pizza, but it's just I don't really find myself craving pizza every single day.
All right, fair.
What about you?
Pizza. I'm sorry, Greg, but I have to go with pizza.
I mean, you're allowed to like pizza.
you can have like one of those upside down Chicago deep style, where it's essentially borderline lasagna if you think about it.
Oh, no, I'm not talking shit on pizza at all. I love pizza, just like not more than lasagna.
I got you. Yeah, I just like, you got your thin crust, you got your medium, you got your deep dish, you've got all kinds of toppings, and I always get extra cheese. You got to have it gooey. It seems like when I was younger, just the regular amount of cheese on a pizza was more than adequate, and now it's just less. You have to get extra cheese to get back to what I remember as a kid, which is irritating.
Oh yeah, I know. If we're choosing something Italian, I'm going 100% on pasta.
Oh,
ooh, okay.
Pesto pasta, Alfredo, carbonara, this, that, and the other. I love pasta.
Okay.
Lily, pizza or lasagna?
Well, I have pizza for dinner, so I'm going to have to choose pizza.
Now, I can't tell you the thing that I could eat literally every single day. It's fucking Chinese food. I love Chinese food.
Oh, yes.
And I'm talking about American Chinese. Like, a lot of people like to say that American Chinese food is not Chinese food. It's like, bro, basically when the immigrants or whatever came over from China, they had all these new ingredients they never got to use. So it's literally just new gen Chinese, but people don't like to act like it is.
I like that take. Okay, so
Yeah.
like sesame
same
chicken
thing.
with lo mein noodles.
What do you mean?
Like, is that like a dish you'd get down with? Sesame chicken, lo mein noodles.
I'm sure it would be. I'm sure it'd be good, but it's not really my first choice. I love myself some bourbon chicken, orange chicken. I love myself some. What's the word?
General So?
I love General So. I like lo mein. I like chow mein. I like beef and broccoli. I like that Mughal gai pan.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I like some chili chicken. You know, a lot of them. I have to look up a list of everything and tell you what I would like, but that would take forever.
Okay, all right.
And this has nothing to do with Chinese, but I love sushi.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I could
We
never
finally
get
found
tired
this
of it.
place. Yeah, we found this place. It's like good prices, but like a step up in terms of the sushi that's around us.
Yeah,
and
like
it is
some new stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's really
hell
good.
Yeah.
Brent, pizza or lasagna?
Oh, well, I would normally take pizza. I mean, we have a wood-fired pizza oven outside, and I have a pizza stone that is now black from the multiple gallons of pepperoni grease that have dripped through it over time. So, yeah, I'd have to go with that.
Nice. Clark, pizza or lasagna?
And I gotta go with Brent. If it's like Neapolitan pizza, if it's like knife and fork pizza, then I'm down for it. Like brick oven, like wood fired kind of stuff, then yeah, pizza. But if it's not that, if it's just like order out pizza, then no, I gotta go with lasagna.
Yeah, I
All right. Okay, now homemade lasagna or restaurant style lasagna?
It's still gonna be homemade at that point. So yeah,
homemade is where it's at.
Yeah, we do homemade pizza here once a week. Like we make the dough, we do, pretty much make everything except for the cheese and the pepperoni, and only because Go ahead.
How long do you let the dough sit? I've always wondered that.
Anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh, really? I've heard so many I've heard like 24 hours. I've heard longer. I've heard shorter. Okay.
Well, and just with temperature, you can speed it up or slow it down at your leisure. You can. And this is Minnesota, so it's cold right now. So if it's going too fast, you stick it in the garage. If it's going too slow, you put the oven on 125 and then turn it off and just slide it in, and then it puffs back up. So
that's my last like thing of I've got to do right is pizza dough. I've gotten close, but I have got to master that. It's vexing.
I will send you a recipe when we're done here. I'll send you a recipe.
Oh, yes, thank you. Done. Well, the interview seems to, unless anyone has any outstanding questions, go right ahead. But we can start morphing into our quick debate game.
I have one last question.
Yes.
So do I.
What are your plans for this? Do you have any like goals that you're wanting to reach before the end of 2024? Oh, and this is for Greg, by the way. Sorry.
Well, who wants to jump in on this?
Seth, what are your goals for 2024?
This is my first time. I don't know.
I've never done any of this before.
I have to get done with a bridge that the state of Tennessee says is not legal that was already built. So that's going to be that. If I can get that done, I'm good.
Oh, I forgot you're in Tennessee.
Yeah. I'm Tennessee. I'm a farm boy. I'm a dirt boy.
What's your take on Tennessee?
I personally love it. I'm close to Nashville. I can drive down. There's the city. Woo, wow, and then I can just come back up and just do my normal day to day. It's like I'm close enough to civilization, but I gotta have fields and forests and stuff, or I'm gonna lose it. Not a big city person, but yeah, that's it. What about you?
I've been a little bit of everywhere, and I'm not gonna say that I outright hate living in Tennessee, but obviously, if I could move, I probably would.
Really?
Yeah. Just a lot of the politics and people kind of get on my nerves.
Oh, yeah. There's a bunch of different zones, I guess you would say, of different personality and just kind of the rhetoric you hear. But if before you move, let me know, because we need to have like a gun day out in the middle of the field. Would you be down with that?
I'll be down with that,
dude. Get some tannerite, get some guns, and just have a hoedown.
There you go.
And Clark, you are very much invited to that.
I haven't shot a gun in like
the hell
since I was like.
You're also
I haven't shot a gun since I was like 15.
I can't see you, Brent. It's like almost like you're not here. Every now and then I hear.
Fuck's sake.
I'm so sorry, but Brent, you are more than welcome.
Lily, you're invited too.
Yeah,
there we go.
There.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my god. I have a question for our Tennessee folks. Has Cummings Falls improved at all, or is it still a tourist shithole?
I've never been
wanting
there.
to go there. It's only an hour from where I live, like maybe a little over an hour. We're gonna check it out this summer.
We'll send pictures
because you have to have a pass.
Yeah, we went there on a recommendation of a fellow friend, and it was full of tourists that were probably not physically fit enough to do the climb. And then as we were going up the hillside and kind of walking through the water, there was plastic bottles, used diapers, all kinds of shit floating down.
Oh wow!
And they had probably in excess of 15 rangers that were along the trails in there, and they all had fish nets and they were scooping out garbage.
Oof!
It was disgusting.
I've never been there.
I just don't understand why people can't bring their trash with them. It's like, bro, stop putting shit everywhere.
Bring a plastic bag with you. Bring a bag.
Littering literally pisses me off to no end.
Oh, amen to that, brother. Amen to that.
It's like I would rather carry a piece of garbage for 1 mile than just leave it on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. No arguments here. It's the simplest thing. You go anywhere in nature, you leave it better than you found it.
Yeah.
Okay, I could go all day on that one, so let's not.
Yeah, I've grown to appreciate Tennessee a little bit. I mean, I agree the politics are.
Well, like I'm saying, I'm not going to act like all of Tennessee is bad. I'm not going to act
all
like
bad. No,
Tennessee is all bad. But if I had a choice, I'd probably move to either like if we're talking about America, I'd probably either move to Vermont, Oregon, or Colorado. I've never been to Oregon or Vermont, but I have lived in Colorado, and I love Colorado.
Yeah, don't go to Oregon. I can tell you that for sure. No.
Yeah, they seem very decisive, or
no. There was just a lot of bad things that happened.
Divisive, not decisive. What am I talking
divisive,
about?
Divisive.
I feel like we're more chill here.
Borderline combative. Combative is what Portland is.
I'd like to go back to Manitou Springs in Colorado. I love Manitou Springs.
Oh, there's so many places in Colorado that are just beautiful. And then there's some places in Colorado these days that are not so beautiful. But I think, honestly, that's probably any state you go to. I live in Minnesota. Sure. There's places in Minnesota that are just absolutely great. You could not pay me to go to downtown Minneapolis. You couldn't pay me. I can
tell you right now that Providence, Rhode Island is probably one of the nastiest cities I've ever been in my life. And that's where we were for Fishtank.
Really?
Oh, wow. Yeah,
I've been to Baltimore, and Providence is worse than Baltimore.
That's saying something. That's definitely saying something. Wow.
See, sorry, guys. I'm going to have to take off. But it was awesome meeting you, Greg. Thank you for being on the show tonight. I had so much fun. Thank you guys for having me.
No problem. You have a great night, Lily.
Bye, Lily.
Yeah, see ya.
See you later.
Bye, Lily.
Bye. Bye.
All right, so okay, we're even on contestants. I think we can still do this. All right. So my idea, and we can do a completely different thing, but we could. How many rounds was it, Clark? It's like how many? So each team gets a 5-minute pro, for their argument, and then the next team, and then the next team they get to rebuttal, right? It's like 5-minute intervals.
Yeah, basically.
Oh boy.
So
cut it down. We probably could move faster. I don't think we need all 5 minutes for
the pizza versus lasagna was supposed to be foreshadowing, but we kind of like extensively covered it. Do we have any other topics we could throw into a hat?
I have.
There we go.
Do you who's being the judge? Who's running this?
I think Clark. I think he said he would, but I don't know.
Be the judge. Okay, I'll be the final say. All right.
I'll send you. I'll put it in members.
Clark is our voice of reason. I love it.
And these are pretty generic.
Nobody ever.
It's mostly video game stuff. So.
That's. I should be the final say in that then.
But you're the moderator too, right?
Yes,
I'll like Alex was. Also, our buddy Alex isn't here. He says hi and appreciates you on, but he couldn't make it sadly.
Hello, Alex.
Yeah, he's doing some super lame shit like learning to fly a helicopter for the military. So
come on,
we gotta bust his chops.
You can't jump on a podcast.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
So how are we gonna divide our teams? Or should the topic be presented and then people team up?
Yes. And so, yeah, basically, despite your feelings, whatever you get stuck with, you have to defend to the death.
Well, I'll present the topic and then people need to state their position and then we will start the debate.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So our first topic is going to be actually, I'm going to save this one. I'm going to go down first and then, because there's a lot of console war stuff on here.
Yeah, I've got a few more. I was trying to pull up.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do the console war. So we're gonna start with the latest. Well, the second most recent generation. If you are a PS4 or an Xbox One fan.
Oh boy.
I'm PS4.
All right, we've got one vote for PS4.
I have no Xbox products in this house.
I go PS4 as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I have all PlayStation.
Greg, do you have any Xbox?
I mean, I got a lot of opinions on PlayStation, but not PlayStation 4.
Can we just do PS2 versus Dreamcast? Because I know way more about the Dreamcast.
I wasn't around for the Dreamcast, but I can tell you if we're fighting for fucking Dreamcast versus PlayStation 2, I'm fighting you on that. I'm bringing rocks.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I have experience with both. So
okay,
let's go straight to Dreamcast versus PS2. What are the teams?
I have to be on the Dreamcast team. I have to.
Brent,
yeah, PS2 for me. So
okay, so maybe Brent and Greg can be PS2 and we can be Dreamcast.
Okay. All right. But see, this is the issue where it's kind of like not on the same generation. It's like a half a generation. There's a weird gap because technically its only competition was the PlayStation. Then when the PS2 came out,
you're already making your arguments, and we haven't.
Fine. I'm trying to make the distinction.
The background is the PS2 killed the Dreamcast.
Okay.
All right, but we gotta still. That was what happened. I remember the day that.
Are you accepting defeat already?
No.
No.
Well, the argument is easy. There was no Dreamcast 2. Argument over. Okay.
I think
that doesn't mean anything when you run out of money.
I think Xbox versus PlayStation is the normal topic. Dreamcast, like I'm sure Dreamcast did great things, but did they?
Yeah. It's like PlayStation versus Abacus. Okay, it's just one of them is clearly better.
I'm pretty sure the Dreamcast was the first console to have internet.
Okay, stop. Just stop. We gotta just start.
That's like comparing a that's like comparing a fan fiction artist to a freaking Stephen King novel.
Hey, I've read some good fanfics, man.
Yeah, but have you put out as many hits as Stephen King?
I don't know. I've seen some Star Wars fanfic writers become authors and like published authors now. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. I would contend with if I had a mountain of cocaine, I could contend with Stephen King. I could do it.
I'm giving you 2 minutes. I'm giving you 2 minutes on the clock. Team Dreamcast, you get 2 minutes, please. state your guilt-free. State your argument.
Okay. Well, first off, the Dreamcast was absolutely ahead of its time. Its library, I mean, you can't really contend with it. You have Sega Bass Fishing. You've got Kiss Psycho Circus. First off, Kiss Psycho Circus, if you haven't played it, play it. It's amazing. It's like a weird predecessor to like Prey.
No, it has Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
Sonic Adventure is amazing. It's like it's probably the best.
First Sonic Adventure was incredible.
3D
But
Sonic.
then they put that on Sonic. Didn't they put it on GameCube?
Moderator.
Please. I'm adding 10 seconds.
Okay.
We have first internet connection. What was the game? It was
Seaman?
No, well, that was the one with the mic. Seaman was the one with the mic, and Fantasy
Star Online?
Yes.
And then also you got that like memory card that it's like a little Tamagotchi on
Yeah,
there. So you can have like your little chow.
Save your game, go to your friend's house and play Tamagotchi on your save game, and then pop it in his Dreamcast, and then you're ready to go. It did have a very crude voice recognition, but it was the first console with voice recognition, internet port. And no lock, you could just burn discs. They had no security on it, so you could just get a bunch of CDRs and rip a bunch of games. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It's cool. And there was what was that house? Is it House of the Dead too?
Oh yeah,
the rail shooting.
And then they had the typing version where you could type and learn how to skill up on your typing. You could connect a keyboard to it, a mouse, internet. You had a little PC. It was the first little PC console, but it was also a standalone console. And I want to bring up the fact her whole cool comment. You can't beat Dreamcast aesthetics. They had a guy that was a professional calligrapher do the design, the dun 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 dun.
Sorry, your time is up. Team Dreamcast, your time is up. If you make a preliminary argument, you will get a secondary argument.
Okay.
Are you going to finalize this? Okay, I guess they're defaulting. Team PS2, please, you have 3 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock, sorry.
Well, to start off, PlayStation was originally a collaboration with Nintendo, and that's where Croc came from. A legendary mascot that might make a comeback one day. But if we're talking about legendary mascots, let's talk about the many that the PlayStation has. We got God of War, we got Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, we got Lara Croft, we got Parappa the Rapper. We got so many, bro. We got Sly Cooper. That shit was crazy, bro. And even more that I probably can't even say off the top of my head. And along with that, they revolutionized the controller design that is used today. Before the PlayStation controller, everybody was just doing their own bullshit. You remember how Xbox did that shit? Yeah, and I know you know about the Dreamcast, how they did that shit.
Hey.
Gonna give them time. Don't do that.
Okay, so I will go with. First of all, Psycho Circus from Kiss. The concert was way better than the game. Let me tell you, because I went and saw it. Okay, people at the Dreamcast and its connectivity and all the Tamagotchi stuff. People that bought a Dreamcast bought one because they didn't have friends. That was the whole point. And for people to skill up on typing, you know what? I had a class in middle school where we did that. Okay, I didn't need a console game to help me with that. Anything else?
Fuck.
You have a lot of time. I think you have a lot of time.
And like I said, the game that you're saying one of Sega's big achievements on the Dreamcast, it got ported over to GameCube where it was more popular.
Oh, whoops.
GameCube was the better console by stealing their game. And along with that, I'm a big Sonic fan. Sega is not good at making decisions. We all know that. And along with that, PlayStation had one of the most iconic opening screens in all of gaming.
And
You got 5 seconds, Team PS2.
I got distracted by a cat. Sorry. It happens.
And that
It
is
happens.
it. We're wrapping that. So I'm going to give Team Dreamcast a 30-second rebuttal.
Oh shit.
First off, I want to say that the Dreamcast had such an impact on me. I will die on this hill.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, your time starts now.
Jet Set Radio.
Yeah. It's so popular. They're coming back with it.
They ported it.
Great. Revolutionary. It was revolutionary.
It was.
That cell shading though.
I know.
PlayStation 2.
I know Borderlands ripped it off. Xbox ripped off our controller. Sorry, but get over it.
GameCube almost kind of ripped off the Dreamcast controller.
A little bit. They just made it way too complicated. They were like, let's rip off the controller, but make it way too complicated.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is your rebuttal time. Team PS2, you have 30 seconds starting now.
They ported the Jet Set Radio, and it was more popular on other consoles.
Yeah,
and the new one came out, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think my only rebuttal is just, it's my turn to talk, boy. I think my only rebuttal is just this. Mommy! Hey, I'm done.
All right, Team PS2, your 30 seconds is up. I will make my judgment now. Team Dreamcast, you came out kind of slow there, just listing off games which I actually consider subpar. You could have said Marvel vs. Capcom. You could have said Shenmue. You could have said
Come on, I was put on the spot. Power Stone 2.
Crazy Taxi.
You could have a litany of better games, but if that's what you were leading with, you start off slow. Now, yes, internet connection, I do appreciate. Yes, it was your predecessor for better controls that would be going forward into future consoles, both Xbox and, well, PlayStation pretty much had it down by then. But yeah, so I'll give you credit where credit's due. PS2 team, I will say you could have hit harder with bigger names. Yes, we definitely did mascots. Mascots are a big deal. Kratos, obviously. Crash Bandicoot had fallen off by then. I wish I had seen some Solid Snake there. Nobody mentioned that one. That would have been awesome. But
I didn't grow up with them.
Generally, PS2 is the dominant console. And, I think I have to give it to Team PS2.
All right.
Well played.
I'm keeping my Dreamcast, though.
Oh, absolutely.
You can have one. You can love it all you want. But if we're talking, like I said, if we're talking about Xbox versus PlayStation, maybe that would have been more fair. But Dreamcast versus PlayStation,
it's
a tough sell.
First off, on Etsy, there's this guy that I bought a Dreamcast from. It's a fully modded Dreamcast. It just an SD. He's taken out the CD thing tray, and it is the whatever mod where it's just the thing. I have the entire Dreamcast library in it. It has the HDMI mod, so I'm good on that. It's just the controller plugged up to the TV and the power outlet, and it's beautiful. And it's clear. It's clear. It's got the orange lights inside. I love it.
That sounds awesome.
Bubs is my shoulder.
I got a very drooly cat. When she's happy, she
drew.
I've definitely I've got two more in me before I need to jump off, but I've got this one definitely. So we'll do a mascot one, and then we're gonna do what I think is the ultimate console standoff. So we're going with the mascot though. Sonic the Hedgehog versus Mario.
I'm a Sonic girly.
I'm a Sonic boy, but
yeah, I'd go Mario all day long and twice on Sunday.
All right, it looks like it's me and Brent and you two.
All right.
Greg.
Yeah, let's defend
We've got Team Mario. All right. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna give the away team being Sonic because he has been bought out by Nintendo. So I'm going to let them have first dibs. Let me get the timer started, and we will have 2 minutes on the clock for Team Sonic. You can start now.
Well, Sonic, the very first game, I'm very fond of it, and it had like I don't know how to describe it, but like it was the first games that kind of had like the speed. I think it was like one of the fastest games of the time, like the weight of the character, the gravity of Sonic, I guess. I'm not describing this well. It was revolutionary, okay? He's just great character design. All the characters in Sonic have great character design. Tails is a personal favorite. And
Tails.
there are so many great, like it's just a really good platformer. Like those games are just like, in my opinion, Sonic is like the best platformer, honestly. Greg?
Am I defending Sonic?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a character, not just as games, as a character.
Yeah, it's you and Meg on a team.
Well, I will say that Sonic the Hedgehog has had like a really nice comic series that's really fun to read. I was really into it. They really expand on a whole lot of stuff in the comic series. The music is fantastic. They were one of the people that really used that vibrancy of the 32-bit to its maximum potential, and obviously their speed. They were trying to outplay Mario on that front, and they were really in an arms race with Mario there for a minute because of the Sega can do what Nintendo don't type deal. You know, like they have great characters.
Yeah.
They had a lot of hope for the future, a lot of area to expand and succeed. And you know, it's just a very iconic character with a very iconic game. You know, just doing what they do best, and that's speed.
Sonic is just effortlessly cool. He is just the cool guy. You want to be his friend. He's a hero. And just, you know, a great leader. And there are a lot of
I'm sorry, that is your time. I gave you 5-second overflow, and that is enough. I'm sorry, you have to cut there. All right, 2 minutes on the clock for Team Mario. I'm going to give you the signal, and you can start now.
Okay, first off, Mario is the original. He's the original character. The original, like, this is specifically to a video game, famous non-real character. Arguably before he made an appearance before Donkey Kong. Brent.
Well, okay, so a couple of things. The speed from Sonic, I'm happy that you found something that appealed to your ADHD. Never appealed to me. And ultimately, Sonic is a blue rodent. He could have been defeated by a mousetrap. Okay? Nothing appealing about him. The speed of the game was nothing short of nauseating for me. And it just never did anything. If I wanted to go through a world where I collected coins and I did things, I would just revert back to Mario, who did it better and with way more class and style than Sonic could ever manage.
And on cartridges too. No load screens.
Well, and what was Sonic chasing? At the end of the day, what was Mario chasing? A hot chick in a pink dress. What was Sonic chasing? Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
I just like the fact that Mario kind of put psychedelic research on the forefront of everyone's minds. You have a plumber eating mushrooms and going to magical lands, and the general neuroplasticity and health that comes from that.
He had a twin brother and an evil twin at the same time, so they were effectively triplets. I mean, it's a combination that just can't be beat. Sonic,
and a really good movie was just made. That's Mario.
That's not true, but the rest of what we said was totally true. Yeah.
Okay, that is time for Team Mario. We have a 30-second rebuttal that I am going to allow for Team Sonic. You may start.
Okay, first of all, now I'm not gonna lie and say that Mario hasn't done great things, but bro didn't even know the plot of Sonic. Bro said that a Mario getting a hot lady is more important than Sonic saving animals that are being roboticized and enslaved.
And there's been 2 amazing Sonic movies, and Sonic can go Super Saiyan pretty. He's very powerful. If he gets the Chaos Emerald, he could just
30 seconds goes by very quickly, but I do applaud you. That was a very good 30-second rebuttal. I applaud both of you on that one. Team Mario, would you like to respond? You have 30 seconds starting now.
First up, you want to talk about power-ups? I can have a tail. I can fly. Well, glide down. I can shoot fire. Now I can shoot ice. And now what else? Just get really big and walk sideways into buildings and break blocks.
And I can fling turtle shells at you all day long.
Some of the most popular racing games has been based on my boy Mario.
That is 30 seconds. Thank you both of you for some amazing arguments. I have a lot to unpack here. I will say that I am biased for Team Sonic out of the gate because that's where I would sit, and I do think he has a superior movies. And also, Seth, you kind of shot yourself in the foot there at the end because Sonic also has fire shields and ice shields.
Thank you. Thank you.
And he also has a friend named Tails who can fly with a fucking tail. So you weren't really.
I don't remember the last moderator siding with anybody.
Sorry, I'm not siding.
Has a personal vendetta.
You're stating facts that your nemesis literally can do the exact same powers. So you were kind of shorting yourself there with the argument.
Yeah.
Now
this feels like a presidential debate sponsored by CNN. That's what it feels like right now. But that's okay.
It's very serious. Okay. It's very serious.
No, I have not made my final judgment. Yes, it was brought up, and I would have sided immediately with Mario, but it was brought up that environmentalism and saving animals is the actual theme of Sonic. So I'm very split here on who actually should be. Is it cool, or is it who is the icon? And if it really comes down to it,
Well, what I'm wondering is, are we talking about Sonic versus Mario, or are we talking about the franchises?
Well, if we went there, then
that's a good question.
Moderator, he's still debating. I think you need to cut him off. He needs to turn off his microphone, moderator.
we're basing strictly off of Sonic versus Mario, and I'm probably gonna get shit on, but I'm gonna go with Sonic on this one.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Yeah. Sonic is cool. I play way more Sonic than Mario.
If we were talking about franchise, I would be like, that's gonna be really hard to defend with Sonic. But if we're talking about character, no, Mario is getting killed every day of the week, bro.
They have done Sonic dirty so many times.
Yep.
Years. They only recently started making some
and going on the argument I've heard, I'm actually going with.
He's a blue rat. That's all.
Nah, bro, that's Mr. Piney. That's Mr. Piney Mouse or whatever the hell his name is.
Better cartoons, movies, but it's done. Sonic wins. Gavel hit. All right, and the last one for tonight, and this is going to be a tough one for our younger crowd. But I'm pretty divided. I don't really sway on either one of these, so it's going to be you're going to have to move me here. The Sega Genesis versus the SNES.
I can't speak on that.
It is what started the console wars. It is the originator. It's the OG. It's literally the fight. It's the heavyweight match of all time.
The Super NES versus the Genesis.
The Super Nintendo versus the Sega Genesis.
Well, one of them was made by Nintendo. The other one was made by Sega, and we know how that battle went. So,
once again, we know how it ends, but this is in the prime. 1991, gloves are off. This is literally a death match.
I was struggling to graduate high school then. I wasn't playing video games. Give me a break.
Greg, are you familiar with the Super Nintendo at all?
I know about it, but I think I could throw in some pointers, but I don't think I could support an entire argument. So I could help somebody, but I don't think I could have my own stake in it.
Any experience with the Genesis?
I wouldn't say experience. I know a lot of the facts. I know a lot of the ups and downs.
Okay. So
Let's do
We can-
something more current. Clark, let's try the Apple II versus the Commodore 64. Let's try that. That would be
Oh my
a
gosh.
yeah.
tiny
Okay.
bit more current.
Ooh, Apple versus anything else. I'm
Yo.
down with.
Yo, which one we gotta do? DOS or supercomputer?
There you go. Yeah, DOS or Big Blue.
Hey, I'll go straight up nerd here and say Marvel versus DC.
Though that was one.
Oh.
Did I?
Yeah, I've already
Maybe,
lost
I
that
don't
one.
know.
I'm not
Okay.
really good with the. Are we talking about the cinematic universe?
All right. So all right.
Forget
Let's see here.
the characters.
I'm good. I know enough
would-
about DC. I could hang with DC. Is anybody else comfortable knowing enough about one or the others?
Man.
I generally know
Okay.
about Marvel and DC, but I've kind of just tuned out the entire Superman
We need more
superhero
ideas.
everything.
What about?
fair enough.
I had another one.
What? Go to your notes. What?
Yeah,
you
go
have
to the
a-
next.
Clark.
The
Is there
ones I have are
another-
all different generations of consoles. Do you want the Mr. Beast versus PewDiePie?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What debate is there?
And I want to defend
See,
PewDiePie.
You want to defend PewDiePie?
Yeah. Is that
Oh,
something?
man.
Wait, who? I mean, I think Greg, you're probably familiar.
Yeah,
I don't know enough lore.
I don't know anything about Mr. Beast other than memes. Brent, are you familiar with PewDiePie or Mr. Beast?
A little bit with each, and I have to revert back to my thought that they're both douchebags.
I was gonna
So-
say he's like I don't
He's
like
got some
either.
growth,
I'm the-
man. He's a dad now.
I'm the grumpy old guy, so
We could
Oh,
revert
I-
to something more simple. We could go fruits and vegetables, food
Mhm.
topics,
I
carrot
have
versus
one.
orange.
It
let's
was-
go. Let's go calibers. Let's go calibers.
Oh,
Calibers. Oh dear.
oh boy.
Oh gosh. All right.
Well, like Soul Calibur or what?
So
No.
as in
Bullets.
bullet
I got
caliber.
to pick something. I got to pick something practical and yet comparable. So,
Yeah, I'm not a gun nut, so I don't know anything about
I'm-
calibers.
I'm very new to the how
So we
about
can-
sorry, go ahead.
So we'll work the teams out. So Meg can be on my team this time. Seth, you can be on Greg's team, and then we probably have comparable knowledge.
Okay, yeah, Greg, we could do this.
What's up?
Think. Okay, yeah, no, we got this.
For caliber.
would we want to do 9mm versus 45? 9mm Luger versus 45 ACP, or do you want to do? I don't know. That's a
Man,
tough
so
one.
like in the 5.56 bracket, there's like so many. Okay,
I just know
There's
what,
nothing. There's
22?
nothing I can. I mean, I could do 7.62 by 39 versus 5.56.
you could do that. Okay, I would be down with that. An AK round versus an AR round.
5.56 versus 7.62.
I'm just as lost, Greg. Don't worry.
Gun
I've
go
like
bang?
We got
this
this.
much knowledge.
We got this.
Gun go bang. There we go. We got okay.
Yeah, it go
we've
bang.
got two experts versus me and Meg. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Team. Who wants to be on team 5.56 and who wants to be on team 7.62 by 39?
Oh,
Yes.
man. I can do.
You know me,
I can
I'm
do
all
7.6.
for.
If I have to do, first off, this is going to be a bit slanted, but I can defend 7.62.
That's easy though. If you think you're so
Yeah.
badass, take 5.56. Take it.
Okay, fine. I
Take
will.
5.56 by 45 and
All
see
right,
if
yeah,
you're really
no,
the
we'll do-
badass. you
no,
think
I
you
would-
are.
I-
Okay.
I'll do 5.56.
Okay. All right.
Literally shots fired. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey, bang, bang.
Shots fired, pun. Let's go.
All right. Since we've got a heavyweight and a lightweight, I'll let the lightweights go first. It's going to be team 5.56 with 2 minutes on the clock. Who are the teams now?
Me and Greg
All right.
and Megan and Grindhouse.
All right. And who's team 5.56? You, Seth?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Team 5.56 is going first. You've got 2 minutes on the clock starting now.
All right. Well, first off, we're a 22 caliber. We're lighter, but we got a bunch of things going for us. Biggest standard Western military round, you get into a problem, you're either going to find that or some 9mm. So 5.5, and if you have if you're in a situation and you have a multi upper, you've got the 2.23 and 5.56 to contend with, basically the same round. You've got you have a bunch of different weights you can do in grains. You can get some armor piercing action at much better accuracy. So if the enemy, someone that is trying to maraud your food stash or take your wife or something, I can more accurately scope you out and solve the problem. And it doesn't matter if you are wearing some armor, and I can actually hit you from a decent distance. Get longer barrel length. You've got more muzzle velocity. You've got a bunch of options in terms of your platform. I can strip mine down, and I mean, ARs are basically Legos. I can do all kinds of fun things like that. I also, backpacking, I don't have to carry as much weight versus a higher caliber like 7.62. So it's I can carry more. I can get around faster, and let's see what else. I yield my time. Unless Greg, you have something to add.
You have something. You have 17 seconds to add to this.
When you put bullet into a gun, you shoot it, and then it goes flying through the air.
Yeah.
That is a compelling argument. Yeah, moderator, are we?
Team 762, you have 2 minutes on the clock starting now.
Go ahead, Meg.
Gun go bang. You put bullet in thing, and it go bang.
Okay, so 7.62 by 39. It is the standard Kalashnikov round. It is a round that has been around since 1945. It is the round that you're going to find in most European countries, just about every Asian country, certainly in Russia, certainly in China, every country that ever might want to invade us. So when the shit actually goes down and you're killing guys in the street, you can just pick up their guns and keep on going if you're properly prepared. Now, does it have the distance of the 5.56? No, it does not. And it's got a hell of a lot more stopping power, and being shot by a 22, which it's essentially what a 5.56 is, at a distance is like being bit by a mosquito in Minnesota. I'll just go, I'll just brush it off, and then I'll keep on fighting. Standard issue for wars for the last 50 years. Maybe it doesn't quite have the furniture that the AR-15 platform has. Yeah, it's definitely not the Barbie to the Ken. I agree with that. You can't play with it and put all kinds of pretty shit on it. But the gun that it fires it is a simple press metal, basically 5 constituent moving parts, easy to assemble, easy to disassemble. It never fails you. It always works. Yes, the ammo's heavier. Just in case you're fighting war in the back hills of Tennessee. I don't think you're going to be, but it might happen. That's cool. Overall, it's the better round if you want to be prepared for what the world has coming for us eventually. And it's not going to be the liberals invading. It's going to be another country. Okay, that's what's going to happen. China, North Korea, the Russians, someone's going to come over here. It just seems to be prepared to be able to have the ability to use the ammo of the dead person that you just shot on your front steps. Just makes sense.
Everything.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. You ended exactly on 0.
I was timing it.
30-second rebuttal, Team 5.56, starting now.
I mean, you could make the argument of being able to pick up a gun in the mud and everything. It's just, I don't know. Not being able to hit accurately at 200 yards is a huge trade-off for me. All I got to keep is my dust cover on and just some light maintenance on my gun, and I'm good to go. I don't plan on fighting any wars in Europe, so I think that my stash and availability of ammo in such an event, I have more likelihood of finding
30 seconds are up. I apologize. Team 5.56. Team 762, you have a 30-second rebuttal starting now.
2 words. Dust cover.
Yeah, dust cover.
I relinquish my time, moderator.
All right. Now it comes down to judgment. I will say thank you both for compelling arguments. I did like certain things that were brought up. In my personal opinion, I know what I would like to start out with in the event of a catastrophic event, and it would probably be 556 for the sole purpose of carrying more and carrying for longer distances. But when it comes down to the end of the day, yes, I would prefer to hunt game and sustain myself and also protect myself with a 30 caliber round. And I believe that Team 762 has won the day here.
Oh,
Fuck
Up
yeah.
top. Up top, Mag. You ready?
I'm sorry, Greg.
Yeah.
I let us down.
I know. How could
what we were talking
how could we
about.
be let down with such great points as guns go bang? What the fuck?
I know. We held
I
strong.
thought I
man.
had that.
It's okay.
I thought we had that.
Well, this was very fun. Greg, thank you for your patience on our very eclectic conversations. We very much enjoyed you on. I hope
enjoyed
you
being
had
here.
as much fun as we did.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Good. Well, that's awesome. That wraps up this episode of That's Effing Weird.